What's up, everybody? Hope you guys having a great day today. My name is Nick Java. You watching On Air with Nick Java. Hey, like, subscribe, comment. In my search for truth and actuality in the world, I throw everything to the wind, and we're going to figure this out together. So we have a video, The Inconvenient Truth of the Republican Party. And we have this one, The Inconvenient Truth about the Democrat Party. Teach us some history on the Democrat Party. Let's get it.
When you think about racial equality and civil rights, which political party comes to mind? The Republicans or the Democrats? Most people would probably say the Democrats, but this answer is incorrect. Since its founding in 1829, the Democratic Party has fought against every major civil rights initiative and has a long history of discrimination.
Yeah, they do.
The Democratic Party defended slavery,
Yep.
started the Civil War,
Yep.
opposed Reconstruction,
Yep.
founded the Ku Klux Klan,
Yep.
imposed segregation,
Yep.
perpetrated lynchings,
Yep.
and fought against the Civil Rights Acts of the 1950s and 1960s.
That's the Democrats.
In contrast, the Republican Party was founded in 1854 as an anti-slavery party.
Absolutely.
Its mission was to stop the spread of slavery into the new Western territories with the aim of abolishing it entirely. This effort, however, was dealt a major blow by the Supreme Court in the 1857 case, Dred Scott versus Sandford.
Oh, yeah.
The court ruled that slaves aren't citizens, they're property. The 7 justices who voted in favor of slavery,
Democrats.
all Democrats.
Absolutely.
The 2 justices who dissented, both Republicans.
Jeez.
The slavery question was, of course, ultimately resolved by a bloody civil war. The commander-in-chief.
The Republican Party and Republican supporters actually went to war with Democrats and Democrat supporters because the Republican Party is the anti-slavery party. They wanted to treat everybody as equals. The parties have not changed. Same parties as they were.
Chief during that war was the first Republican president, Abraham Lincoln.
Oh, hey,
the man
man.
who freed the slaves. 6 days after the Confederate
The
Army
GOAT, man. The
surrendered,
GOAT.
John Wilkes Booth, a Democrat, assassinated President Lincoln. Lincoln's vice president, a Democrat named Andrew Johnson,
Oh, that's crazy.
assumed the presidency. But Johnson adamantly opposed Lincoln's plan to integrate the newly freed slaves into the South's economic and social.
Yeah, it would be interesting as I'm going through this and I'm going through this search. So you had Abraham Lincoln, who's a Republican president, and you have a Democrat in his vice president. This probably had to do with them trying to unify a very rambunctious, divisive country. We should look that up. If you guys have any videos I should check out on why this guy was vice president, let me know. I know vice president don't really do a whole lot when it comes to actual, I mean, they do stuff, image type thing when it comes to these types of things. All right, let's get it.
Order. Johnson and the Democratic Party were unified in their opposition to the 13th Amendment, which abolished slavery, the 14th Amendment, which gave blacks citizenship, and the 15th Amendment, which gave blacks the vote.
Jeez.
All 3 passed only because of universal Republican support.
Yeah, I knew that.
During the era of Reconstruction,
Harold dropping facts.
federal troops stationed in the South helped secure rights for the newly freed slaves. Hundreds of black men were elected to Southern state legislatures as Republicans, and 22 black Republicans served in the U.S. Congress by 1900.
Absolutely.
The Democrats did not elect a black man to Congress until 1935.
That's crazy.
But after Reconstruction ended, when the federal troops went home, Democrats roared back into power in the South. They quickly reestablished white supremacy across the region with measures like black codes, laws that restricted the ability of blacks to own property and run
terrible,
businesses,
man.
and they imposed poll taxes and literacy tests used to subvert black citizens' right to vote. And how is all of this enforced?
So jacked
By
up.
terror, much of it instigated by the Ku Klux Klan, founded by a
Jeez.
Democrat, Nathan Bedford Forrest.
Absolutely. And you know what? If there's one thing that has not changed about Democratic Party from my research is they still try to push terror and oh my God, chaos into their political agendas. Look at what they're doing to Donald Trump. Oh, he's a bad person. Oh, he's a racist. He's a sexist. Donald Trump ain't racist, man. Now, you can have your own opinion of him, but my question to you would be, well, why is there way more stuff out there when it comes to Joe Biden, where he actually locked up black men in the crime bills in the 90s, along with the Democratic president at the time, Bill Clinton. Democrats still do this to this day.
As historian Eric Foner, himself a Democrat, notes, in effect, the Klan was a military force serving the interests of the Democratic.
I'm going to tell you guys something right here. This is very scary. In effect, the Klan was a military force serving the interests of the Democrat Party. That sounds a lot like MSNBC, CNN. In effect, you can take a couple words out. CNN, MSNBC was a media force serving the interests of the Democrat Party. Why is that so easily fit into this? Absolutely wild.
Party. President Woodrow Wilson, a Democrat, shared many views with the Klan. He resegregated many federal agencies and even screened the first movie ever played at the White House, the racist film, The Birth of a Nation,
Jesus.
Originally entitled The Klansman. A few decades later, the only serious congressional opposition to the landmark Civil Rights Act of 1964 came from Democrats. 80% of Republicans in Congress supported the bill, less than 70% of Democrats did. Democratic senators filibustered the bill for 75 days until Republicans mustered the few extra votes needed to break the logjam. And when all of their efforts to enslave blacks, keep them enslaved, and then keep them from voting had failed, the Democrats came up with a new strategy. If black people are going to vote, they might as well vote for Democrats. As President Lyndon Johnson was purported to have said about the Civil Rights Act,
hang on a second, guys.
Voting Democrat for 200.
I literally asked this. I think it was either this video or the previous one. I'm recording a couple of them at the same time and then editing them later. I literally was wondering, why did... Okay, so the Republican Party was responsible for freeing the slaves in America. And I'm sitting here thinking, like, why the heck would a Democrat vote, or why would a black person, black American, vote for the party that created the Klan, which is the Democrat Party? Looks like she's about to get into the answer of it. This is, I'm going to remind this a little bit so I can check it out. Here we go.
Is voting Democrat for 200 years. So now the Democratic Party prospers on the votes of the very people it has spent much of its history oppressing.
I missed something. Let me rewind that.
To have said about the Civil Rights Act, I'll have them voting Democrat for 200 years.
Jeez.
So now the Democratic Party prospers on the votes of the very people it has spent much of its history oppressing.
Jeez.
Democrats falsely claim that the Republican Party is the villain, when in reality, it's the failed policies of the Democratic Party that have kept blacks down. Massive government welfare has decimated the black family. Opposition to school choice has kept them trapped in failing schools. Politically correct policing has left black neighborhoods defenseless against violent crime.
So sad.
So when you think about racial equality and civil rights, which political party should come to mind? I'm Carol Swain, professor of political science and law at Vanderbilt University for Prager University.
Wow. Carol Swain. When I went to school, when I was in college, you know, I went and I got my stuff. I got my stuff, but I would have loved to have a teacher like Carol Swain. That's crazy. But when you guys think about this stuff, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. I'm of the belief everybody should be treated equal. I don't particularly believe in equality of outcome because I think that's a very communist Marxist thing to do. But everybody should be treated as equals. They should have the same rights. They should have the ability to get married if they want. They should have the ability to vote. Carol Swain has cleared up a lot of stuff in my mind because I maybe was missing a morsel there. I hope you guys have a blessed day. Take care. My name's Nick Driver. I gotta get off here, man. I gotta think about this because she's absolutely right. You guys be safe. Take care. One love, man.